The next limited edition Respect Series color drop from Megabass is here. Grow Designs releases 2 new colors in the Flag G150 and a collab a year in the making with OSP drops today. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. When I think of the best lure to catch a giant bass, I think big crankbait. And when I think of the best big crankbait in the world, I think Blitz Magnum EXDR. I am honored to get to collab with one of the greatest lure builders in the world, OSP's Tina Miki. We have got together to create 3 amazing bait fish patterns, hand-designed specific for US waters. This is a one-of-a-kind, custom-built, limited edition collection that you are not gonna wanna miss. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeffrey the King on Instagram. You want a beer?
I'm fine.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm great.
I brought you one.
You did. That's crazy.
If you don't drink it, it's 2 for me.
That's
Sunday.
fine. You deserve to.
Happy Sunday, everyone. Cheers, my friends. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. Jeff, it is almost Thanksgiving. Since you don't eat any food or anything. For you, I think the holiday is just called Thursday.
It's just a Thursday.
But for the rest of us, dude, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Day off. Obviously, since it is Thanksgiving, you know it's Black Friday weekend
Yes.
as well. If you guys make it to the end of the episode, I will break down our Black Friday festivities. We're having some store schedule changes. Relax, it's a sip. It happens. It's really good beer.
Is it?
Mess with mine.
Where's it from again?
You don't know? Orion, are you listening? My own guy doesn't even know. Orion, from the beautiful island of Okinawa, Japan. All right, let's get to baits.
Let's get into
All right, I got a lot of cool stuff
You
this
do
week.
have a lot.
Okay, you guys just saw a little tease of a project that Toshi and I have been working on to create what we're calling the 3 ultimate bait fish patterns for the US waters. Today is the official release, and we are doing it in our favorite big crankbait, the Blitz Magnum EXDR. Now, Jeff and I talk about big fish all the time, you know, because that's all Jeff really fishes for.
Yeah.
And basically I bag on him all the time that if you really want to catch a big fish, you should throw a crankbait. I think a crankbait is probably the #1 most effective way of catching a giant fish. I don't know that Jeff disagrees. Do you disagree?
No, it's a great way.
Yeah. I mean, swim bait, crankbait, jig. I think there's only so many things that can do it, but I love throwing a crankbait, and this is an incredibly versatile bait, and we'll dive into that here in a second. But let's talk about these colors. So right off the bat, we have Dirty 30.
Such a great color.
Which is basically just an all-around good. Let's just take a minute. Let's just play. So I know a lot of you guys may be thinking like, well, I fish from shore or I fish shallow lakes or something like that. Obviously, the Blitz Magnum EXDR is touted as a 30-foot plus diver. Easy to get this bait down into 30 feet if you're throwing it on 14 or 16-pound line. But the bait actually wasn't built to dive 30 feet. On a long cast, it definitely gets down to 30 feet. But when Toshi designed this bait, he designed it for fishing like Biwa, and he designed it for fishing like big flats that are full of grass. If you guys ever fish Biwa, it fishes very similar to a lot of our US lakes where there's just big, huge, maybe, you know, couple 100-yard stretches or half a mile long stretches of basically just flats with grass. And you can take this bait and make shorter pitches with it, shorter casts, and get the bait down into that 10 to 20 foot zone very quickly, right? So as this bait dives, it's gonna dive straight down. So if you wanna make a huge long cast, get this thing into 30 feet, knock yourself out, you're gonna crush them. If you wanna make some shorter casts, even the other day, CJ and I were out at Saguaro, I was literally pitching toolies with it, right? Because the bait dives down like this, and as it hits the bottom, it basically just worms its way down. So you can kind of fish this just like you would a swim jig or something else in shallow water as well. So don't be afraid of it just because it's got the long bill. If the fish are eating big bait, I think you guys will catch a ton of fish, whether you're from shore, shallow lakes, or just, you know, out bombing them into offshore structure. And we'll put a video this week kind of breaking down all the different ways to do it. But let's talk about these colors really quick. This is called Dirty 30. That's just referring to, you know, weighing a 30-pound sack, which is really only possible with a few techniques, and a deep crank is one of the ways to do it. It's just an all-natural kind of pearl color. It's got the nice scales on there, the 3D kind of scale prints on there. It's got that kind of red pearl, a little bit of chartreuse hit, so super sexy there. The next one is called Secret Shad. So this was designed for more, I would say, clearer water, clear to slightly stained water. What's secret about this is if you look at this bait really close, there are some amazing, almost hidden scale patterns built in to the paint, almost like, you know, a Megabass GP or GG kind of scaling on there. There's a little bit of flake. It's just a very all-natural shad pattern. It's got that little morning dawn lateral line on there. It's just a really sexy all-around bait fish. It could be a thread fin. It could be basically anything that's just naturally swimming in the lake. That's going to be a dope one. And then, of course, a color that we really felt was missing for U.S. waters, we have Tasty Perch. So this is a transparent perch color that we tried to combine actually a perch, a bluegill, and if you guys remember back into Norman, they used to make a color called Bumblebee. So we wanted to kind of have that allure of being just different bait fish. So if you guys are up north, it'll certainly, you know, attract the perch eaters. You can throw this at bluegill eaters. So lots of versatility to this. It's got that kind of pearl belly, little chartreuse on the bottom, transparent perch up to kind of a black sparkle top. Looks amazing in the water coming through. So there you go. 3 colors designed by myself and Toshi to be kind of the perfect all-around baitfish patterns in U.S. waters. These drop. This is going to be a limited edition run. So Blitz Magnum EXDRs, $29.99. So you can certainly pick up whichever ones you want. Or we are also doing what we're calling a 5-pack sample box. Okay, so this will be one of each color. So you're going to get a Secret Shad, you're going to get a Tasty Perch, you're going to get a Dirty 30, and then you're going to get 2 other baits that we custom color here in the shop for $100. Okay, so to save you a little bit of money, if you don't know which one to get, you just want to try them, do the sample pack. You'll get 5 for $100, so basically $20 a piece, or you can pick and choose whichever colors you want at the normal pricing. So I hope you guys enjoy these. It's been a blast trying to make these, and to see them come to life is really exciting. So there you go. Custom baitfish collab colors with Toshi and the Blitz Magnum EXDR. Those are available right now. All right, it is that time of the month, Jeff. The next limited edition Respect Series color drop from Megabass is here. Should I announce it, or do you want to announce it?
I can do it.
All right, why don't you take it away? Show us what you got there, big guy. All right, excellent job, Jeff.
This color is actually not bad.
I love this color. Now, this is one of those colors that's kind of like maybe a little bit oddball.
Yes.
But I think it's oddball and cool at the same time.
Yep.
And there's a lot of weirdos like me that are going to think this is super dope,
Yes.
right? So, you know, we see a lot of shad patterns. We see a lot of the same thing.
Rightfully so.
This is a really cool color pattern. So, let me lay this out. Let's go through this color. So, as you just saw, this is a sexy color. It is called Megabass Shrimp. Okay, so let's just take it out. Now, this was a color that was originally designed in the early 2000s. I think like 2002, 2003. And it was only made in a couple little baits, and it was originally designed to imitate a shrimp or a crawfish that would live in Lake Biwa. But what it ended up being is it ended up being just a great all-around color certainly it could imitate a craw or a shrimp, but it's basically a transparent watermelon color. So it could be a perch, it could be a bluegill, it could be any kind of bait fish really, based on what your water clarity is. So, you know, in all things Megabass, they've elevated a lot of things about it. You have the pearl belly, you've got the slight orange hit, you have that transparent yellow to watermelon green on the back, you have the illusion paint on the top, which is the color shifting paint to give it the illusion that, oh, it's actually a real, you know, bait, a real shrimp, real craw, real fish. And then of course, you know, the crustacean markings on the side. So certainly a unique color that doesn't really have a brother on the wall, right? So it's certainly something that you could add to your arsenal and have a lot of fun. I think with those sunken black eyes, it just kind of like, it's simple and beautiful at the same time. I think you guys are gonna love it. So here you go, let's fly through these baits really quick. So it will be available in the Etovision 110. I should say it is available in the Etovision 110. It is available in the Deepex 100. It's available in the Livex Model 1 LBO. It is available in a Giant Dog X. I don't know why. It looks so sick in the Giant Dog X. I don't know when I need a walking shrimp, but
when the shrimp are boiling.
But bro, that looks sick, right? Yeah, when the shrimp are boiling. It's a great time to throw it. It is available in the Quiet Griffin. It was available in the Pop X. I say was because I know how crazy you guys are. Those probably flew out. I think it looks super dirty in the X Nanahan.
Ooh.
And in the Vibration X Ultra. Kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah,
dude, you ripped that out of grass.
Right.
Oh, bro.
You're getting bit.
Game on. I mean, the same for all these baits. Maybe not the Giant Dog X. But, I mean, you rip a 110 out of grass.
Right.
I mean, dude,
Ugh.
they're going to smoke that thing. It was also available at one time in the Pop Max.
A long time ago.
Yeah. Again, at the start of this video is available, but there's a lot of crazy people. Flap Slap LBO, Bait Finesse Griffin SRX, which is kind of cool, and then the Deepex 200 LBO.
Ooh,
so it looks good, right?
Yeah.
So there is your assortment. I hope you guys like it. As always, these are one-time drops. If you're not familiar with Respect Series color drops, this is something special that Megabass does each month, where each month they go back through their coloring, find a color that they really like that has a cool story for Megabass, and they develop it in a bunch of baits that they've never made it in before, like this set. So what you're seeing is a highly collectible set. It's never been done in any of these baits before, and it's a super functional, usable color, which is dope. So there you go. Megabass Shrimp from Megabass, available now. All right. I don't know if any of these are left either by the point we get to this, but here you go. Grow Designs, G Flag, 150, back in stock. 2 new colors. So these are in their RE series, so kind of like their real print. We have REF Gill.
That one's beautiful.
It's a beautiful gill.
That's a beautiful one.
I will admit, that's one of the better
cool.
gill patterns that I've ever seen. And RE Gizzard Shad. Pretty straightforward shad color.
Very.
I don't know that it's necessarily a gizzard shad. It's just a shad.
Close.
So if you want a soft shad glide or a soft gill glide, there you go. You've got a couple options. I'm going to sacrifice a gizzard.
What a shame.
I want that gill though. That gill is dirty.
I was gonna sacrifice that one itself.
I figured. I'm trying to save some for the peoples, Jeff. Try not to be like Griff, just buying everything.
Right.
All right, so if you are new to this world, Grow Designs, you know, one of the innovators in that single joint soft glides, this is kind of their bluegill profile glide. It's a fully rigged bait, so all you gotta do is just tie it on and go. Just so many things you can do with this. It's just got a great movement to it. Do you throw this one? I know you throw the Flag 255. Have you messed with the G?
I didn't get a chance to last time we had it.
Because they sold out so fast. Yeah.
I didn't think they were gonna sell that fast.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they flew out.
So
and guys started catching fish.
Trust me, guys. If I could get 10,000 of each color, I would. But it's literally a small mom and pop operation. I buy everything that they can make, and you guys buy everything that they can make. So I mean, that's just how it is, right? So demand is way exceeding what they can supply. But it's a really cool bait because it doesn't weigh a lot.
No.
Spec it out. I don't even know if they have specs, but it's just like barely over an ounce.
Yeah, probably an ounce and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Is there specs anywhere on it? I don't even see specs on it, but it's only about an ounce.
Right here. 150 millimeters, 1.5 ounces, 42 grams.
It's literally in bold on the back of the package. Okay, it's going to be one of those Sundays. Well, look, it's kind of lighter. It's fine. Just throw it, put it on the rod, tie it up, and throw it. For Christ's sakes, nobody cares about the weight, Jeff. Show off.
Oh, God. Anyways.
So you're putting that one in your pocket?
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. So those are available or were available at one point in time. Okay. There are also some accessories. So there is a 170 lip. So this is designed for the Flag 170, but it does fit the 150 also.
Yes.
Okay, so what the lip will do is the lip will allow you, it's basically a soft plastic, like a silicone almost. It will allow you to attach it to the bait and basically operate it as a crankbait.
Yeah.
So you can crank it down, you can fish it like a crankbait, or you can fish it how it comes without a lip, and it's going to be more of a gliding movement.
Yeah.
So it gives you the ability to customize it and have a different action out of it. So those are available as well. There are also some spare eyes. Okay, so there's two different colors in there. There's a chartreuse lime and there's a mint lime. They're super, super, I mean, they're almost the same. Can you tell the difference?
Yeah, it's a big difference in the fish.
Oh, it's that mint eye.
Oh, that mint eye. I'll eat that.
So there are some eyes as well. So, you know, there are also some spare eyes that come in this. If you guys are throwing this a lot, if you're skipping it, if you're doing things where that's causing the bait to have catching a fish.
Yes.
Right? These aren't the most durable baits, so the eyes are going to come off. So if the eyes are important to you, you can pick up some extra eyes. And then there's also a little repair kit that's available now for this. So the repair kit's going to have some nail weights. It's going to have some like little internal balls in there. There's some swivels. So you can use the nail weights. And there's plenty of description even on the back of the box. It will show you exactly where you could insert things, where if you want to insert different balls, different nail weights, to weight it in different fashions, or of course you can just do whatever you want to do with it and customize it. So there you go. While supplies last, Grow Designs, Flag 150, those are available now. All right, Jeff, a brand we don't talk about a lot here has a new bait. They actually launched this several months ago. It's just taken a long time for our friends at Customs to give it to us.
I love Customs.
So yes, but now it is here. Okay, we were talking about our friends over at Whiplash Factory.
Ooh.
The new Whiplash Flutterin wire is here. Now this is their newest topwater bait. You guys may remember the Disturbin wire, okay, that we released maybe about 6 or 7 months ago. These are also back in stock. So these have been out for some time. Basically like a larger topwater bait with that kind of blade underneath that kind of clacks and moves. You can walk it, you can swim it. The Flutterin wire is designed in a similar fashion. Let's take one out and I will show it to you and let you see it. I gave one of these to Griff the other day actually. Whiplash was out here. They went fishing with Ethan. We were testing some new baits that they have coming down the pipe. And I said, Griff, take this out there and see what you can catch on it. And instantly, he caught one, like his first cast with it. So it's a really cool little bait. You can see it's relatively small. It has this kind of, you know, prop that's on a swivel here that operates in different ways. If it's on a straight retrieve, then this thing is going to kind of knock side to side as the bait comes through the water. If you're walking it, it's going to spin and create flash, right? There's also a prop on the back. So again, on a straight retrieve, it's going to have this kind of side to side movement while it's propping and clacking. On a walk, that prop is just going to churn and spit. So it's a really versatile little bait. It's a cool bait. $19.99. I mean, pretty normally priced for a bait like this. I'll spec it out for you. It's 75 millimeters. Let's see if they have the weight. 12.3 grams. So just right about half an ounce. Okay, so super easy. There's 8 colors in total. I think you guys will really dig it. And then also the Disturbin wire, there's 8 colors in that as well that are back. So that is new this week from our friends at Whiplash. All right, let's jump over to our friends at Bottomup. Had a great couple days that I spent with them last week in Japan. Really cool dudes. They are centered over there kind of near Kasumigara, which just had the Bassler All-Star Classic. And they have some big things that they're working on. So it's going to be exciting to see where the brand goes. Definitely one of the more popular brands in Japan right now. So, brand new bait from them. They are entering the bluegill soft bait category with the brand new Gimmy. Okay, so these are going to be available in a ton of colors. I got all the colors here, but let me take one out. So this is a bait designed to be a bluegill imitation, maybe similar to like a bull flat style. That style of bait is super popular in Japan. So instead of just going with the traditional full body, they've gone with more of like this ribbed body. It's got different grooves and different ribs on the top and the bottom to create different vibrations, different pulses. And then it has more of this segmented wedge tail. Now they've made this kind of segmented appendage very popular with their bull's hog. All right, if you remember the bull's hog designed to kind of flap inward, this is going to have a similar action where it's just going to have kind of like a pulsing movement as it goes. So, you know, over in Japan, free rig, probably the #1 way to fish this. Jika rig is good. A lot of guys are using it as a jig trailer as well. You can put it on a wobble head. But this back piece back here is going to thump harder than you would expect. So if you're used to throwing something like a bull flat, you know that bait's really subtle, almost no like tail kick to it. This is gonna have a little more thump because it's a different plastic back here, so it's weighted a little heavier, a little more salt content, and then a little less salt content in the body, so the body can stay a little bit more durable. Can you feel it on there? Do you want to feel it on there? So, colors. They have all the good colors, you know, anywhere from green pumpkin to, you know, dark cinnamon blues. There's some sprayed grasses, some smokes, some black blues, all kinds of great colors in here. So it's a 3-inch bait. Look for it to come in some larger sizes as we go down the path. As far as rigging it goes, they recommend a 2-aught or a 3-aught hook on it, so just depending on your brand. But I think you free riggers are really going to catch them good on this. Luis has had some samples for a while. He's been catching them really good on it, so it's a really good bait. I think you'll enjoy. That's the new Gimmy from Bottomup. All right, staying in Bottomup for a minute. You guys know the Chibeeble spinnerbait, right? Probably one of the more iconic spinnerbaits I would say that's come out over the last 10 years. Well, the Chibeeble is a little miniature version of that, the compact version, that up to now has only been offered in a 1/4 ounce. New 3/8 ounce size. So now there's a man size, Jeff. So you can throw it on normal gear. You don't have to downsize your gear, but you still get a nice, really small, compact bait. Available in all the same colors that you're used to and in 2 different blade combinations. So it's going to have a double willow blade on there, and there's also going to be a tandem willow option. So if you guys like a little more thump, you can go with the tandem willow. If you like more flash, you can go with the double willow. The Chibeeble, it's been a while since we've covered Beebles. Let me just open one. Un momento, por favor. All right, just in case you guys have forgotten about the Chibeeble. The Chibeeble is a spinnerbait that kind of has this extra blade that's permanently attached to the wires here. So as you pull it through the water hits this blade and it causes it to vibrate real subtly side to side, a lot like a chatterbait. Okay, so that's the first thing it does. The second thing it does is it aids in obstacle avoidance. So a lot of times with a spinnerbait, if you're bringing it through like wood, a lot of times the wire will kind of bend as you're pulling it through a tree. It might kind of bend out and your hook might snag. This is going to keep everything in a solid position. So as it comes through wood, it just helps deflect it up and over, a lot like almost like a square bill lip would. So you get kind of dual benefit there, slight bit of flash, little added vibration, just a really cool little compact. I mean, you can see how compact that is in a 3/8 ounce size. You guys are gonna destroy them on that thing. So there you go, new Chibeeble from Bottomup. All right, Jeff, and finally from Bottomup, a brand new heavier size in the Bottomup Gap Jig. Now the Gap Jig is one of our better selling tungsten compact pitching jigs. Okay, so you don't get a lot of tungsten jigs that are built or designed like this. Just take one out just so you guys can see it. So this will be the largest size in this jig now, so which is nice. because up to now it's just been offered in more kind of finesse sizes. So now you're going to get a chance to throw it, again, kind of a man size. This 3/8 ounce is kind of like the theme of the day today. So 11 grams is going to put you right about 3/8 of an ounce. So you can see how tiny and compact this is. The only way you're ever going to accomplish this is with tungsten. So you've got a heavy gauge hook. You can see the weight goes all the way across the hook. It's got a bait keeper and grooves, so you can put a little trailer on there. Hand-tied skirt, really nice made Japan skirt. There you go. If you guys like a little compact pitch and jig for throwing around, this would be a great one. That's the Gap Jig in the brand new 11 gram size, and all the colors, right? So green pumpkins, brown purples like I just showed you, shads, blacks, everything available now. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to our friends at Raid. Huge restock across the board, including a couple of items that either have not been available for a really long time. I don't know what accent that was.
That was crazy.
That was my beer accent.
Huh.
Yeah. So either for a really long time, or they're new items that have sold out and we're finally getting replenished. So let's start right here. Brand new bait that Raid released about a month ago. This is the Raid Zariganist is back. So these evaporated out of here. All the good colors are back. Well, all the colors are back. So if it's a color they make, it's a good one apparently. So Dappy Craw, Green Pumpkin, Orange Punch, on and on and on and on, right? So here, I'm just feeling like orange today. So let's open one up. Now, these are going to come in a 3-pack, right? Each bait is individually packaged in its own clamshell. I would highly recommend you keep these in the clamshell, just like a swim bait. So even after use, put it back in the clamshell. If it has a hook in it, just slice the bottom hook slot, put it in there. Now this is designed to be fished with like a twist lock style hook. You can do a twist lock weighted hook back here. It's got a thicker, kind of more durable plastic in the back to hold a screw, to hold a hook. And then it has a hollow head section, hollow claws. When you see this thing fall horizontally, those legs are just quivering like crazy. Probably one of the most quivering baits I've seen on the fall. And then it will stand up in position. It's super, super lifelike. You can rig it backwards or forwards. So if you want to crawl it forwards, you can, and then have it kind of fall back as it falls off a rock or into a tree. If you want to crawl it this way, use a jig trailer, use it as a free rig, anything like that, you certainly can. So just a great all-around crawfish imitator if you guys are catching them this way, which pretty much all winter they are going to sit on the bottom and eat crawdads. Be a great time to get them. The Zariganist is back in stock from Raid. All right, also new from Raid this week. I've been dying to get these in ever since you released them. Finally, they have arrived. This is the new tungsten football jig from Raid. This is the Raid Foot Master. Now, these are going to be available in 5 sizes: 7 gram, 9 gram, 11 gram, 14 gram, and 18 gram. If you guys are not capable of doing math, right? That is like Jeff over here, who I could see the wheels spinning up there. It's basically small, medium, and large, and there's some in between sizes. There you go. So 14 grams a half ounce. So if you want bigger, go to the 18. If you want smaller, go to the other ones. Okay. You're welcome, Jeff. Happy to help.
Easy.
All right, this is a really cool football jig that's really only made possible by using true tungsten. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there are basically 2 kinds of tungsten that can be used in baits. There's tungsten like this, and there's tungsten resin. Tungsten resin is basically a different resin that's added to like a lead head that makes it kind of eco-friendly. But the head doesn't change, the density doesn't really change, it just makes it kind of safer for the environment, right? True tungsten is where you get that really small, really dense head. So that's a half-ounce jig. That's a half-ounce football jig.
Wow.
Right. Super dope, right? Now, if you guys know anything about Raid, Raid's roots are in shore fishing. They're kind of like the anti-brand, right? Most Japanese brands or American brands that are into bass fishing start as like tournament brands and then try to cater to shore guys too. Raid is kind of the opposite. They started as a shore brand, but they have become one of the more popular tournament brands because if you build it right for shore fishing, then all those benefits transfer to the lake. And one of the benefits of this jig is they wanted to make the jig incredibly snag proof, because most of the time when you're fishing from shore, you're dragging uphill, right? So you throw a jig and you start dragging it uphill, you snag pretty much every rock. So the design of it, the eye tie is actually angled backwards, right? So you have a reverse eye tie. So as you're pulling up, this thing is going to rock and it's going to crawl up and over. The head is kind of this hybrid football head where it's kind of dropped down a little bit. So they spent a ton of time building this. It's a really small hook, but it's incredibly stout, right? So it's going to fit like a 3-inch egu chunk or a little doe life crawl or whatever your favorite trailer is. It's perfect for that. And then there's plenty of gap between that hook and that eye, so you're not going to lose fish like you do on like K-Tech or something like that. So there you go. Tons of colors, from green pumpkin to cinnamons, green pumpkin chartreuses. There's shads, all kinds of stuff. I think you guys really dig that. That's the new Footmaster from Raid. All right, back in stock, finally. Arguably one of the best buzzbaits. For sure, the #1 buzzbait amongst our staff right now. The Raid Master Blaster is back. So all the key colors are back. I start with this pink one because I don't know why they eat this stupid thing, but literally every time I go with Griff or Ethan, they catch them on this thing. So the pink one's back, but normal colors for normal people are also back. So if you like white, black, there's different blade combinations as well. The Master Blaster is just a super sick buzzbait that gets eaten when a lot of other buzzbaits don't. It throws well, it lands them good. I mean, it's a buzzbait, right? But it's a really good buzzbait. So Master Blaster, those are back. One of my favorite spinnerbaits. Became one of my favorites because I absolutely whipped Griff's ass on this thing in a 1v1. This is the Raid level spin. Super sick spinnerbait that's designed to stay level during the retrieve. So what that means, by the way, most all colors are back in this thing. What that means by stay level is most spinnerbaits, as you retrieve them, are going to come through the water at some form of angle, almost like this, right? So the level spin was designed to come through level. So it literally sits horizontal as it comes through instead of at any kind of angle like this. So it just has a different look. It's a real hardened wire, so it vibrates incredibly hard. The fish eat the shit out of it, but I would not recommend boat flipping with this. Okay, so if you're fishing from shore, reach down and grab the fish. If you're fishing from a boat, net it or reach down and grab it. If you start boat flipping, they will definitely stretch out. But if you're careful with it, it'll last you a really, really long time. I've never had one break, but they straighten like crazy if you boat flip. Okay, so just be mindful of that wire needs you to bend down and pick them up. Other than that, it hooks them great, lands them great, they eat it. It's just a really, really good spinnerbait. Those are available now. All right, a few restocks really quick. Level cranks are back. This is one of our most asked about crankbaits. It's a small, compact crankbait that sinks and fishes level. So instead of it diving like this, it fishes perfectly horizontal. I don't know how they do it. Somehow it comes through cover that way too. I don't know. I don't ask questions. I just throw it. But if you guys want a small-bodied squarebill that you can actually fish out a little deeper because it's a sinking squarebill designed to stay horizontal down, the level crank is back in all colors. My top secret weapon of the summer is back. The Raid Dodge. This has become my favorite crawler style bait. I never thought I would say I had a favorite crawler.
Yeah, I never thought I'd ever hear that.
This story has ruined me.
Yeah, it's ruined.
Man, I remember making fun of people that threw these things.
Right. But one trip, man.
But yeah, now it's over. So this is an amazing crawler, but this specific color, this is gunmetal chartreuse. This has been my go-to nighttime mission color. So if you guys fish at night, this would be a color I would recommend adding. I take this front crazy pom-pom off and I just put a quad on there. It just kind of, I don't know, it makes it a little less goofy looking, I guess.
I'd definitely say goofy.
Yeah, goofy with those pom-poms, but it's got just a little bit of that shad belly and then those matte black wings. It's got, you know, it's dark, it's shad, it's dark, I don't know. It's a confidence color. So anyways, I bought the last few earlier this summer, so none of you have been able to get them. They're back. So there you go. Have at it. Enjoy. I'm taking this one home. Add this one to my pile real quick. Okay. That's for Ben. All right. Fish rollers are back. So there are 3 sizes. There's a fish roller micro, there's a 4-inch and a 3-inch. Super popular bait for hover shot, for mid strolling. It also works great on that Duo BR head. Okay, so if you rig it upside down, it's got a flat enough backside to where you can get it to glide, and more on that BR head here in a minute. It also works great as a drop shot bait. Lots of things you can do with it. Just a very natural bait fish pattern bait. So fish rollers are back. And then all the 2-ways are back. So Magnum 2-way, big 2-way, regular 2-ways. Basically just a big giant bug style bait. You can just wacky rig it and it just kind of falls and has this little quiver to it. Kind of a similar concept to a dice, where it just kind of looks crazy and they eat it, right? So those are back. Battle Hogs are also back. This is their really cool kind of creature bait style. So it's kind of a cross between like a brush hog and a craw. Just a really good all around used cross of those. Return as well from Raid. All right, Jeff, let's jump over to Duo. Huge week from Duo. I've got like 3 rack stuff, so I'm gonna fly through this, okay? Before I jump to new baits, new colors, we did see a full restock return of, I mean, dude, the hottest soft plastic and jig head combo of the season so far. This is the Duo BR head and BR fish. This is for that new technique that I was telling you that's kind of replacing mid-strolling in Japan, called the wind. So some guys call it the wind, some guys call it darting. You can call it whatever you want. It's just highly effective. So Duo kind of blew this up by posting an Instagram video in their tank showing these baits moving super wide side to side. This is the combination, okay? In fact, I had one out and I meant to bring it. Stand by, Jeff. Like magic, it appears in my hands, okay? So there's basically a head and a bait. BR fish, BR head. You can rig this 2 different ways, okay? So if you rig it with the round side down, it's basically just going to track straight, okay? So it's almost like an eye motion where it just swims straight, and you get just a little bit of that tail quiver there from that kind of spade tail, right? If you rig it flat side down, and you use your rod tip to just kind of pop almost like a jerkbait, you can pop up or down, then this bait is going to dart side to side like a glide bait underwater. So you're going to get these big movements with this bait. So a lot of times the movements can be 4, 5, 6 feet wide. If you look at some of the videos that we've put out, the Duo's put out, you can get really big movements with it. Just a highly effective way of fishing, really specifically with live scope. That's how most anglers in Japan are utilizing it. But of course you don't have to do that. You know, we've caught them from the shore, just randomly casting. Could be a great technique. Now, one thing I did want to point out is earlier this week, we did have some of the lighter sizes, the 3 gram and the 5 gram in stock, and they evaporate out of here really quickly. So I hope that most of you guys using those lighter sizes are fishing from shore or really shallow water. There's a lot of misinformation about the head sizes and this technique floating around YouTube. So I want you guys to try it and be open-minded to what size you actually need. From our experience, we found that the 9 gram and 12 gram are the 2 main sizes that we use. This is a 9 gram that I'm showing you here, right? So you can see that that's like the perfect, probably all-around size. If you guys are fishing this thing in 15 to 20 feet, the 9 gram is what you want. If you wanted to go deeper than that, maybe 30 feet, go to the 12 gram. If you want to go deeper than that or fish it incredibly fast, go to the 14 gram, okay? Which 14 grams is only half an ounce, right? So these are normal sizes that you're used to, right? So 7 grams, a quarter ounce, 9 gram, 5/16, 11 gram, 3/8, right? So on and so forth. So the reason for that is as you're twitching this, it's going to want to come up if you go too light. So you want the head to be heavy enough so when it twitches up, it also goes back down. That's part of this technique in maintaining that depth. When you see that bait that Duo's working in their tank and it's only 2 feet underwater, that's a 9 gram, right? And you can see how it moves and how it stays at that depth. If they were throwing a 3 gram or 5 gram, it'd be popping out of the water, okay? So just keep that in mind. Maybe try and experiment with some of the heavier sizes just to make sure that you get the depth that you want to get. But while supplies last, they're all in stock. All right, let's jump over to some hard baits. Tons of new colors this week. It's like a crazy week of new colors. So I'm gonna fly through these, okay? The Duo Rozante. So there's a 63 and a 77, one of the most popular jerk baits for good reason. It's a small body jerk bait that has a magnetic weight transfer. So even this small bait throws like a rocket. So you can fish it a lot of different ways. We see a bunch of new colors. So matte bone, That's pretty sick, huh? Simple. It's just a matte finish bone, but it looks dirty. Rainbow Mirage. Matte Pink Tiger. And Sexy Ghost GB. So GB stands for glow belly. Okay, so if you light it, it will glow, the belly. Just a little faint glow, which is kind of cool. Okay, that's in the 77. In the 63, we have Sexy Wakasagi. All bait. Neo Pearl. Hokkaido. Tell me if you're not seeing any of them, Jeff.
You're good.
Natural Wakasagi. And IU ND. Okay, so those are all available now in the Rozante. I feel like I'm missing it.
You are. It's under your foot.
Oh, I missed a color. This is Black Guy Chartreuse. All right, Jeff. The G-Fix 62. Okay, this is a lipless bait, one of the more popular lipless baits from Duo. It's a very thin bait, so it rips out of grass incredibly easy. So if you guys like to fish lipless around aquatic vegetation, you can see it's a very narrow, very thin, almost looks like a blade, right? So it has great stability because there's internal cavities that are all designed to be weighted or have air differently. And of course, a really finesse sound. So there's weights in there, but they're not covering the entire body. So you get the vibration and the sound without it being like incredibly crazy, right? So a very good finesse all around lipless bait. There's a pile of colors.
Oh,
I don't even know if I want to bore you guys with running through these, but let's run through some of them. So all the AM colors, so AM Dawn, AM Edge, right? All of those are going to be in stock in this guy. Some crazy colors like Iwana 2, Tuli Perch ND, Lake Yamame. There's some bones. There's some reds, right? So everything you guys can think of, we've got now in the G-Fix 62 vibration. One of the best, more finessey baits. Let me spec it out for you just to know. It's 2.5 inches, so 62 millimeters, 14.5 grams, so it's still half an ounce. So that tiny little thing's half an ounce. You can throw it like a rocket. Those are available now from Duo.
Every time I hear Iwana or Yamame,
yeah,
I feel a spider crawling on me.
Oh my God, so many spiders.
Dude.
How did we survive? All right, Rozantes shads. Okay, this is a 57 millimeter, 4.8 grams, so more finessey. Metal Black Gold is new. Wakasagi is new. I don't know why, but Ghost Minnow is new.
Wait, that's new?
That's what I said. I go, what? Ghost Minnow? But
interesting.
apparently that wasn't needed before, but very important. In the 63, Morning Mist and Ghost Chartreuse are new. Okay, so some new colors to look for there. In the Realis Crank Mid Roller, this is a really cool little bait finesse bait. Is it just gonna be retarded like that? All right, well, there's Matte Bone, Inako, Ghost Matte Lime Chartreuse, you know, for when they're on that kind of crazy bite. Yeah, Metal Black Gold, Chartreuse Blue. I think there's enough. Clown.
Jeez.
And Tanago 2 ND.
Tanago 2 ND.
Yeah. Spec it out. 3/16 of an ounce on this guy. So 40 millimeters, 5.3 grams. Those are available now. Crankbaits. Let's talk about those for a minute. All right, it's been a minute since we've had the 5As, the 8As, and the 11As in. They're all back, plus a bunch of new colors. So if you guys are missing the 5As or the 11As, all those return. 8As see a ton of new colors. So Chartreuse Gill Halo is new. A color that, Jeff, you knew you needed. Pink Back CB.
What took so long?
I don't know what the CB is. We'll have to figure that out. Probably just Chartreuse belly. Okay. And then 3 limited edition runs. We have Pink Back Flake, Green Back Flake, and not to be confused with Blue Back Flake. Okay. So if you're on the green back bait fish, there's a color for you. I'm more like pink back bait fish.
Got it.
Those are the ones I go for.
Yeah.
So there's some options. So those are available now. All right, Jeff, I know you're a big pothead. You.
Me.
Yeah. Smoking lots of ganja.
Ganja? Is that
This
the
was
name of
made
that
for
color?
you. Reggae Yamame.
Ugh, Yamame.
Spiders. Spiders just crawl on you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know why we needed a Jamaican flag Yamame,
But hey,
but it's pretty
we got
sick.
it now.
Yeah, that's cool. So for all you stoners out there, scoop those up. I bought extra just to make sure the staff could get theirs before everybody got them. So that's in. Oh, by the way, that's in the Spearhead Ryuki 45S.
45S.
Okay, 45S. Also see some new colors. Natural Yamame.
Thank you.
Not to be Yamame ND. You feel it? Feel it there with you?
God.
Brown trout ND.
Thank
No
God.
spiders with it. Okay, so 4 new colors in that. The 50S also gets some new colors. Hokkaido and it looks like natural Yamame. 46 also gets a riverbait. 51 also gets just Yamame. And then the 70 gets some ivory pearl, gold Yamame. There's Neo Pearl and Hokusai 25.
Hokusai.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this was a special color run that Duo did a couple years back in some baits. They've never done it in the 70 Spearhead. So this is kind of cool. So the Hokusai 25 was a special run color they did. It has Mount Fuji on the one side, right? Really cool. And then kind of that giant wave on the other side. So kind of the iconic Japanese prints on a bait. Super cool, right? Giant wave Kanagawa, Mount Fuji. It's sick, huh?
Some Japanese person paint that on there.
Precision, baby, precision. So those are available now. And then really quick, the 100 DR Jerkbait AM Dawn is available in that now, which it hasn't been available before, so that's cool. Spinbait 90, 3 new colors. GA Oikawa, Wakasagi Gleam, and Slither. Whew, that was a duo drop. That's a lot of new things for 1 month. Whew, I need a beer. All right, really quick, restock to let you guys know about. Shimano Poison Ultimas is the collab they do with Jackal. Are starting to trickle back through. You guys are just as crazy as us. It's become like our #1 selling rod. I can't believe it, but I'm stoked that it is. So if you guys are waiting on the casting, the 610 medium, 7-foot medium heavy, both back in stock. Incredibly light, super sensitive rods. You know, everybody just absolutely raves about them. So if it's been on your radar, this is a great chance to scoop those up. Those are back in stock. All right, guys, that is a wrap for this week. That was a lot of stuff crammed into one episode. So Jeff will leave links to everything so you guys can kind of digest this slowly. I wouldn't digest those first few things very slowly. So if you haven't jumped on that Respect series, the custom colors Blitz, those G flags, I would definitely make a point to get those as quickly as you can. Now, this week, obviously, Thanksgiving is coming up. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. So as you know, Black Friday, always traditionally a big thing around the store. For the last decade, we have celebrated Black Friday in store with a sale that we call, it's a BOGO sale. Buy one, get one half off of rods, reels, and apparel. This year, we're gonna do something a little bit different. Okay, so I just wanna give you guys, just post it up, and I will post this on social media too, so you know. We will do that sale again this year. So we are going to do the BOGO, buy one, get one half off, rods, reels, and apparel in store, but it will not be on Friday this year. We are going to give you guys in store first crack at this on Wednesday. Okay, so we are going to do our official Black Friday sale in store on Wednesday. Okay, noon to 4, normal hours. If you guys can't make it Wednesday, we will do the same thing again on Saturday. So Wednesday and Saturday are in-store hours this week, closed on Friday, okay? Now, if you guys are not in-store, you're not local, but you want to take advantage of this deal, no problem, call us, okay? Now, in full transparency, we're a small company. We only have a couple phone lines. So if 20 people try to call at one time, there's only a couple of us here that can answer. So have patience, stay on hold, leave us a message. We will 100% get back to you, but it's a great chance to come in, shoot the shit with us. We'd love to see you guys in store, talk to you over the phone. So that is happening Wednesday and Saturday. Now, the reason we're not going to open on Friday is because we're gonna blow the socks off of this thing online for you guys that are out of town. Okay, so at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, we are gonna do a special online only BOGO sale. But this is not gonna be buy one, get one half off. This is gonna be buy one, get one free. So we are going to do some special products from every brand that we have in store, almost every brand in store, will be a buy one, get one free. And we'll start teasing some of these items. This isn't junk. We've been working on this for a year. We've been making some special buys, doing some special deals. So you guys are gonna be shocked. There's some rods in here, there's some apparel, there's some swim baits, there's some glides, there's some crankbait. I mean, there's all kinds of things. You're not gonna wanna miss this. So this will start 12:01 a.m., which is 1 minute after midnight on Thanksgiving night. Okay, so first thing Friday morning. And then of course Sunday we will be back here for our traditional Cyber Sunday episode, which is just fun and chaos and a good time. Okay, so keep that in mind as you guys are planning out the week. I'm really excited to share some of the things that we have in store. So if you guys have questions on anything that we covered today, by the way, nothing we covered today will be a part of the buy one, get one free. So there will be no FOMO. Just buy this stuff. This is, hard to get, limited edition stuff. So don't sit around and be like, man, I really want that Respect series, but maybe it'll be buy one, get one free. It won't. Okay, so everything we talked about today, you're safe. You won't have any regrets come Friday. That's special other things. But hit me with questions if you have them. Like I said, Jeff will leave links. And guys, on behalf of myself and Jeff and Griffin, everybody here at the Hookup Guys, thank you for giving us time on your Sundays. It's always a pleasure to come and hang with you and drink a beer and get to talk a little smack to Jeff, even though I was pretty tame today. There's just a lot of things I had to get through. This could have been a 3-hour episode. So guys, thank you for your business. Thank you for your support. Go hug your family, catch a big fish, enjoy your Thanksgiving dinner or your Thursday, Jeff. Peace, my friends. We'll see you soon. Later.